Welcome to a new week, folks. This is So Bad It's Good with your pop culture roundup. I hope you guys are keeping cool out there like our Monday co-host is at all times. You might know her from the podcast So True with Sophie Ross, or you might know her from the Substack that you get weekly updates, or you might super follow her on Twitter. A writer, a bon vivant, a girlfriend, a daughter, so many things we could speak of her. Her name is Sophie Ross. Welcome back to the show, Sophie.
Hi. Hello.
So you said it's really hot it's hot everywhere.
Oh my
There's
God,
a heat wave.
It's suffocating. I think it was like 97 degrees today. And we were having a little bit of a day. I was just telling Ryan, I just got my wisdom teeth out on my right side at age 30.
That's what I said. Isn't that a little old for getting your wisdom teeth out?
But
okay.
It started like growing in and I was like, ow. And then I went to the oral surgeon for what I thought was just a consultation. And he was like, these gotta go.
We gotta operate now. We gotta operate now.
He was like, now, scalpel. And then I was like in and out in 15 minutes. I was like, what just happened?
Wait, they did that in 15 minutes?
Literally 15 minutes. It was like
they put me under when I got mine out.
He did the numbing thing. Like he did the huge needle in my gum. So it was numb, which was like the only painful part of it. And then I've just been kind of like recovering for the week. But yeah, I was super swollen all week, but I feel like it's like pretty much.
No, it doesn't. Now. It'd be crazy if he took your kidneys out too and you had no idea. He's like just selling organs. He's like, these gotta go.
Even though he just numbed my gums.
Why am I hurting in my kidney area completely?
Ow.
You actually just did something that I wanted to do this weekend, which I didn't do yet, is go see the movie Nope by Jordan Peele. It's his third film, the director of Get Out and Us, and was, of course, part of Key and Peele. Can you give us a spoiler-free review? Because this thing looks awesome.
It was so good. It was like really good. And I really liked Get Out. I liked Us. I wasn't like obsessed with Us.
I wanted to like Us more. Like it was fine. Like I remember going to see it in the theater. It was fine, but Get Out still I'll watch to this day once every year, you know?
Yeah. Us was fine. I have like no desire to ever watch it again, honestly. But yeah, no, this was really good. And yeah, it's funny because my boyfriend and I both had to pee the entire time.
And you stayed.
We stayed. We were like, okay, we don't want to miss like a second. Like we were both so absorbed into the movie. Like it was just like so good. Like
your adult diapers absorbed your urine while you sat there in the movie theater. What did you, Lisa Rinna? You got Depends on.
I kept thinking, I was like, I would love if I were wearing a diaper right now. And if I were a guy, I would have just like stuck my dick in something just to like prove myself. But I can't do that as a woman. So yeah. It was really good. Everyone should see it. It was like, yeah, like, you know.
Was there, I mean, I guess that would be a spoiler because, like, is it kind of like M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dang, the guy you like that did the old movie,
From the Twisted Mind?
Twisted Mind. Was it like a big like twist? Was there like a big ooh?
I wouldn't. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Everyone should just see it. It was just like very good. It was very good. Daniel Kaluuya can ruin my life. He is so freaking hot. Like he's so hot.
Wait, what? I think he's an amazing actor, but I didn't think he was hot.
Oh, he's so
Did you tell your boyfriend you think he's hot?
I did, because we were talking about like a future James Bond. And before the movie, I was like, I think Daniel Kaluuya actually would be a great James Bond. And he was like, I don't know if he's like, you know, the suave, like whatever. And then after the movie, I was like, see,
dude, no, it's got to be Idris Elba's got to be the next James Bond. Idris Elba is like a tall, like he to me is a spy type. Daniel Kaluuya seems kind of like an everyman to me.
No, you're underselling him. You're underselling him.
I'm saying he's an amazing actor, Sophie, one of the best actors of his generation.
You're also a straight man. He is not
true.
Like,
that's true, ladies. Straight as they come.
You don't understand what like a manly man with a gravelly voice like does to us.
What are you talking about? I can't even believe what you're talking about right now.
He was like, I got mouths to feed. And I was like,
yeah, by the way, and I'd go, I got mouths to feed. Yaga yaga.
Yeah. I got mouths to feed.
I got mouths to feed.
I know, I've been listening to too much Watch What Crappens.
Speaking of watching what happened, because I had done that Southern Charm recap, we had huge Southern Charm news this week. And just to tease my interview with Chef Rose, which will be on Tuesday, I've already done the interview, but I did it on the same day that the news broke
Did you
that
wait?
him and Taylor split up.
About it?
We talked about, well, I don't want to spoil. I've had to, and I had like big conversations with Maritza and Sandra because I was like, should I tease this interview? Because it literally, the news broke like hours after we did the interview. And if you go back and when you guys listen to the interview, you will be able to tell, like, everything makes so much more sense now of how we were talking about things. And I would just be like, man, Taylor just can't get you to settle down, huh? Like, but I was saying in a jokey way, not knowing that they had already split up. And I tried to make it a positive interview, but you could just tell he was like bummed, you know? Like there was just
You think he was like upset about it?
I don't think, maybe not upset, but just kind of that, like, I am who I am kind of a thing. And he really does seem to have that, like, he's that guy that I just think potentially will be single for the rest of his life because he can't get away from the thought of himself as a solo artist. I think of like, he wants to live life's adventures and nobody tell him what to do. And like part of me now, like I wish I could go, but I can't wait to talk to him again to just ask more questions about this, because I also want to know how much like the pandemic played in them staying together as long as they did.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it's like, I feel like he's that type of guy, and like, no offense, because I know that you and Shep are probably like buddy now. After
we're gonna do mushrooms together, dude.
Like, no offense, but I feel like he's just one of those guys that for so long he kind of like just got whatever like woman he wanted, and like as he gets older and as he gets more raggedy, it's like kind of like Thomas Ravenel. Like he'll be like, wait, I'm not like pulling like I used to. I wish I would have like settled down when I had the chance to really like lock down like a really great girl. But it's like he gets older and grosser as every season goes on. It's like, I told you, I've been rewatching Southern Charm from the beginning, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, why I thought Shep was like hot. It was kind of like Jax Taylor, like in the first season of Pump Rules, first season of Southern Charm. Like I thought both of them were really hot, and then as the show goes on, I'm like, ew. Like, ew.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, but I think that's the tendency of any of these shows when you watch males age, but also the way they think, not age. Like their mind sometimes stays the same, and like they still have the mind of a 20-year-old, but their bodies start to age, and it's like they physically have to slow down. And that's why you see people like, especially on Southern Charm, like you said, you have Thomas Ravenel and like being idiots well into their 50s, and will continue to be idiots for the rest of their lives because they are celebrated as gods in their small town, you know?
Isn't that a thing that like the age you become famous, you like stop maturing?
Yes. Well, that, and we had talked about that in terms of, I was like, those, you know, you've done 8 seasons of this show, that first 1 or 2 seasons. He's like that. I was like, that must've been some wild times with the boys partying in terms of being able to go pick any girl you wanted for a set, you know, because there were girls. I mean, not like the Beatles or something, but like girls throwing them. So I've seen it like around Vanderpump people, you know, like girls really do throw themselves at them.
I mean, in Charleston, they became like local celebrities from what I've heard. And they were like, you know, getting drink spot for them at every bar. Like they became local celebrities in Charleston. I feel like if you don't watch Bravo, they could probably like walk down the street in a lot of other cities and like no one really cares unless you like watch Bravo.
Well, and you get the sense too that he's kind of like, I think he likes doing this show, obviously, and all that stuff, but it's also he even goes, yeah, like even my family now are like, yeah, good luck with your show you're doing. Like they kind of even, you know, like I feel like there's a little bit of a been there, done that kind of a thing, you know?
I also was like thinking about it, that the key to kind of like cashing in on your Bravo celebrity stardom, because it's just not going to last forever, is like building a brand while you can.
Yeah.
While you have the platform and the resources. Craig has done it with Sewing Down South. Good for Craig. Even Austin, you can say what you want about Trop Hop, but at least he like created this. Shep in his Instagram bio.
Come on, he went to a brewer that it was like, the brewer was like, here, taste this. And Austin was like, oh, that tastes good. That's my beer.
I know. Exactly. Yes, I agree. But like, if you look at Shep's Instagram bio, Nothing. He has nothing to promote, no brand. It's like
he sells
and
shirts.
I guess he like doesn't need to because he actually out of the three of them is the one that actually is generational wealth. But like still, it's like now is the time. You like the clock
Well,
is
do you
kind
say
of
so? You say Craig is the one that's capitalized the most in the smartest way, even though that you don't particularly love him and Paige together?
oh my god, I cannot with Paige on Southern Charm.
Baby.
I really can. I love our golf cart date. Me too. I love our golf cart too. I love this neighborhood. Like, shut up. Shut up.
I mean, but weirdly, I'll still like I still enjoy watching Southern Charm every week. But the Taylor thing was dark because at the end of this week's episode, you guys, which I'll be doing the recap on Tuesday, along with the Shep interview, they had the final scene where he was like arguing with Taylor on the phone, and it was like supposedly an off mic moment, even though he was mic'd, and she was the hot mic moments. And it's just like, I don't think any of us are surprised that it's not going on any further than this,
Also, it's like Nick Viall and his like child bride. It's like the same kind of age difference where I'm like,
dude, I got a DM from somebody, I think yesterday, is complimenting you, Sophie, on really not letting Nick Viall get away with it. And I was just like, what are we not letting him get away with?
He can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, but he said like that, and I don't, like we talk about it and I read things about Nick Viall and stuff like that, but in that him and his girlfriend get things removed from Reddit or something. Like, have you heard of this?
Okay, so basically what happened is that Natalie Joy,
that's his girlfriend, right?
Natalie Joy, his like child bride girlfriend. She's the one that's like 21, 22. She, I guess, posted a TikTok and quickly deleted it. And people were like, apparently the people that saw it were like, she rapped the N-word in it. And so I tweeted, I was like, who saw this TikTok? Whatever. Someone saved it.
That's what she was talking about. I didn't know she was okay. Now this makes more sense to me now, the DM.
Yeah. So there was like a thread on the Bachelor subreddit that was like, guys, apparently Natalie Joy like posted this. She was rapping the N-word. And then she quickly deleted it. And people were like, oh my God, what the fuck? The mods, I guess, of the Bachelor subreddit, which I'm not like a frequenter of that subreddit really, but I guess the mods deleted it because it was just speculation at that point without like video proof, which I understand. So I wouldn't say that Nick Viall and his girlfriend are like pulling the strings of that subreddit because everyone talks shit about them on that subreddit. Like, I don't think it's like a pro Nick Viall subreddit. But then someone found the video. It's like, I ended up retweeting it. So you can like look at my Twitter if you want to see it. It's people are debating whether she actually mouthed it. Like it's debatable. It looks like she did at the very end, but like, again, you could argue that like she didn't. So a lot of people are like, this is a reach. Some people are like already have their pitchforks out. And then there's another video that resurfaced where it looks like she's saying it, but it also could be argued that she's not. But either way, it's like, it's just like, if you watch it, it's the cringiest thing I've ever seen. Like, it's just, regardless of whether or not she said it.
What rap song was it? Was there a secret message and why she was lip syncing that song?
I totally forget which one it was, but it was some rap song that she was like rapping and she like pulls up her sweatshirt and she's like gyrating. I was like, oh my God, you're so embarrassing.
She's 21. I mean,
she's a child.
Speaking of embarrassing, or one of the brilliant minds of a reality show generation, we had Kathy Hilton return to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this week, where she ate $8,000 worth of caviar on a baked potato, a very amazing scene. But then yesterday, you guys, I was sitting on my throne, the toilet, as I am wont to do, and I happened to be on Twitter at the right exact moment where I follow Kathy Hilton on Twitter, and I see this tweet that says, teacuptales.com/puppies. Please call me about Mia at 1310, and then literally tweeted her phone number out. And I immediately was like, Kathy, delete, but I screenshotted it and then posted it for my own, but then I blacked out the number.
Wait, and I saw someone actually FaceTimed with her.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Fucking Yolanda Pfister texted with her. Like, am I the only one that's like, no, that's a bridge too far? Like, I think it's funny because even the scene this week with Kyle and Kathy was Kyle saying, Kathy, you don't even check your messages. You tweet out things that your personal information. And here again, she just does it 3 days after the show, and it's supposedly her actual number. Is this a scam though? Is this like a contact Kathy, and it's like there's operators in India like answering for Kathy just as like a promo?
I think that she's actually that bad at technology, and she always like she'll like comment and she'll be like, oh, so like on an Instagram, she'll like say something like, weird. She'll be like, I can't talk right now. I have a doctor's appointment. Like on someone's Instagram, she'll comment. She's like, just clearly doesn't know technology. So I totally believe that she like tweeted out her real number. And I saw someone actually FaceTimed with her, which is like ironic because like Kyle Richards can't even get in touch with her.
I know, but do you agree though? We should I don't think I would be like okay with myself if I like called the number, it's
like, I probably wouldn't do that, but I understand.
I mean, should we call her right now?
Should we
have the number? Should we try to call her?
Should we try?
No, we could try.
To FaceTime? Try to FaceTime.
Hey, so 1 sec. Oh no. Oh God. I'm not even following my own rules. Let's see here. You got 310. But it's got to be shut off by now. Let me. Oh yeah, here it is. Wow. Okay.
Okay, it's worth a shot.
Here we go. This is 310. Woo! God, I'm already getting nervous. See, I was never good at like pranks. I get too nervous, or I get nervous breaking rules. Here we go. Okay.
Is it ringing?
Yeah. You hear it?
I can't hear it.
You don't hear the ring?
No.
You don't hear the ring?
No. It's because of your AirPods. It's because of your AirPods, right?
No, because
the mailbox belonging to 3108. And cannot accept new messages at this time. Please try again later.
Well, okay, so the message box is full. That was exciting though, huh? Well, how exciting was that?
Adrenaline rush.
Sophie, what are your personal opinions on laxatives? Is it one of your favorite ways to lose weight? Is it you gotta use laxatives? That's how I use to get out. What did you think of that Crystal scene with Erica Jane giving her knowledge about using laxatives to lose weight?
Well, personally, if you have ADD like I do and take any sort of ADD medicine, that is a laxative in and of itself. I don't need anything else. I don't need to go to the bathroom more than I already do. I'm just going to say that. So yeah,
brave admission.
That's never crossed my mind as something to do. But also, yeah, that was extremely problematic for Erica to say to someone who struggled with an eating disorder, because that's a form of bulimia, is taking laxatives to make sure that none of your food is like digested.
When did she become such a when did she become such a like an old fart on a log? Where like, I mean, just like, has she always been like this? But we all thought she had money. So like, but now she's like, she just shows up to things and says like kind of the worst, dumbest thing that you could possibly imagine. And I don't know, like to me, that's what I keep thinking of. Like, was there ever a time that this woman, like, what was ever the attraction? Because now it's just bizarre to me.
I think it's like, because I do remember back when she was likable before all this happened. And it's like, now I feel like she's just playing up, like being the villain, being someone that people hate. She thinks that like she's someone that people love to hate, even though it's just like, I hate to hate her.
Yeah.
Like, I hate her. I don't want her on my screen. She's so evil. She's awful. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you.
And what do you think about it? Hello.
Wait, are you sticking your tongue out of? Oh my God! Stop.
Diana Jenkins. You can make one of these yourself. I taught people on Friday's episode. You just need to get a picture of Diana Jenkins and cut around her mouth, and then you can stick your tongue through it and do a little Diana Jenkins.
You're an insane person. Wait,
no, but isn't she kind of weird too?
I actually met someone this weekend, a friend of a friend who also watches Beverly Hills, even though my friend doesn't, but like the friend of a friend did.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it. She loves Diana. does not like Sutton. I was like, I have never met a single person who likes Diana.
Man. No, but that's what's, I guess it's kind of cool, but also weird about Housewives is we all have such differing opinions that it'll sometimes blow me away. Cause I'm like, wait, what do you like? Like, wait, how? And I'm not telling, like, it is interesting because everybody seems to not be able to agree about anything. Did you see where Lisa Rinna this week? I think it was like a week, maybe a little bit more than a week ago, where she went at the producers of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because she said they didn't do enough in tribute to Lois, her mom.
She was kind of trying to play the sympathy card there. It's like, what did she expect? You know, like
I thought they did a really nice. I mean, like they featured Lois many times on the show, and I thought the fan reaction was actually really decent and loving, and like totally separated even the people that didn't like Lisa. They all liked Lois, and it almost struck me as not even sympathy, but just wanting attention, of like not getting enough scenes. So she keeps doing things that are just like, look at me. And I just felt like with this one, it was a little too, like, it was kind of gross. Like Lois got a tribute.
Yeah, she's like clearly trying to milk it, which feels like very gross and exploitative, and also like trying to detract from her bad behavior and trying to like play the sympathy card. And yeah, I just can't with her. I really can't.
We also had a big, this scared me too. This is, we have the official Stop Sleeping with Tristan Thompson t-shirt, but somebody bought it and tagged me and Tristan in it. And Tristan looked at this girl's story, and we have proof that Tristan has now seen the Stop Sleeping with Tristan Thompson official shirt.
Oh
it's
God,
so bad it's good, merch.com. But I just, because I blocked Tristan a long time ago, but now part of me is like kind of nervous of like, I'm going to get some sort of message. Like, I don't think it's illegal to sell a shirt that says stop sleeping with somebody, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm wondering if he got a kick out of it, if he was like, this is going to ruin my image.
What if he sends you a cease and desist?
Well, I mean, couldn't I send him a cease and desist to stop sleeping with people?
Yeah, true.
I mean, I feel like if we can prove that he's sleeping with people, then we can prove why that shirt exists.
That's amazing.
But it did scare me. I did want to ask something. A huge thing is, you talked about on your Twitter, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I think Friday, is that Kylie swim, which you have talked about many times on this show, you say that it is officially done now?
Yeah, so I don't really know how like trademark laws work, but I guess what happened is, let me actually find the tweet because this like trademark attorney articulated it better than me, but it first resurfaced on the KUWTK sub. And basically, yeah, here it is. Kylie Jenner's trademark application for Kylie Swim in class 009 for sunglasses, swim goggles, and swim floats was abandoned on 7/11/22. The U.S. PTO did not receive her statement of U.S. use or a request for extension of time. So basically, yeah, Kylie's lawyer abandoned her Kylie Swim trademark, indicating that Kylie Swim is officially dead in the water. So, yeah, however that works, the documents, I tweeted them that, yeah, the trademark is now dead, which whatever the hell that means. But also I think it's like, it's just not surprising because they haven't posted on Instagram since June 1st. And Kris Jenner also took it out of her bio.
Oh, so and the problem with Kylie Swim was these suits were ridiculous, right? Like that's the whole problem.
They got horrible reviews, like just really cheap fabric, silhouettes that like barely, the crotch like would barely cover people's vagina lips. They're basically designed for like BBL bodies. And yeah, I also posted this like TikTok that someone like, first when like the backlash, I think it was like in the fall when like people were really like, Kylie Swim, like this sucks, all the bad reviews of the swimwear. Someone was like, oh my God, like Kylie must be so embarrassed for you. This is all part of like the brilliant marketing scheme. Like, oh my God, it's all over the news. Like it's just like free PR. And now she's gonna like come back with like better swimsuits than ever. And it's like, no, that's clearly not happening. It's dead. Like Kylie Swim is dead.
Wow, Kylie Swim is dead. I mean, like, but she still has the Kylie makeup or the Kylie lip kits. I mean, is any new product of hers like launching well? I mean, is it all Kim's
No,
products?
no, she's like flopping. Like Kylie Cosmetics like isn't really a thing anymore. Kylie Skin, don't know a single person who uses and I'm pretty sure the formulas are like just bad, and people that are actually into skincare know not to use that stuff. And Kylie Baby, it's like, who is trusting Kylie Jenner, someone who clearly, cuts corners when manufacturing things, like, to use on their baby? It just like doesn't, no. So like I think that all of her brands are kind of flopping right now, which if you pay attention, you'll know that it's not like a controversial take. It's just like kind of a fact.
I just think the reality too of us even thinking that Kylie's like, cut corners, we need younger kids in the factory. Like, Kylie has nothing to do with anything, right? Like, she just signs off on shit, or like, that looks pretty.
But if you actually like, you have all the resources in the world, and if you're actually like passionate about something and you want it to be high quality because you care about the product, like, you can tell. Like, I feel like that's kind of like Selena Gomez and Rare Beauty. Like, people that are actually like makeup buffs, beauty editors, beauty YouTubers, whoever it is, like, all love Rare Beauty because it's very high quality.
And that's Selena Gomez's.
Selena Gomez's. Yeah.
Happy 30th, by the way, Selena. Congratulations.
Yeah, HPV Selena. But yeah, and same with like Fenty Beauty, like Rihanna's. So it's like, if you actually care and if you're passionate about something, it kind of comes through. But it's clear that, Kylie just doesn't really care, and it sucks. It's a shame because it's like, you have all of the resources, you're one of the most followed people in the world, you can sell things out in a second, and you just like don't actually care. You just want to like just rake in the money. It's like,
yeah,
I feel like if she actually really cared about putting out a quality product, like, it could be so freaking successful. And instead, it's like Kylie Swim is already dead. Who knows how long the rest of the brands are going to last. So yeah, I think like, I don't want to give Kim any credit, but like with Skims, like, people do really like Skims. And I think, Kim probably is kind of passionate about shapewear because she like has been wearing it.
Kim works. She works too.
Doesn't work. She doesn't get her ass off and work. But like, I think that like, it is kind of like a quality product that people like go back to, because people are gonna, the novelty of like a Kylie lip kit, like the fact that people were really buying them up at the beginning, it was like a novelty thing. But if there's no like quality there, they're not gonna come back and buy it again. So it's like, that's not a good business model.
It isn't. Speaking of Kylie, though, also there was a rumor this week that she had gotten engaged or married to Travis Scott, and that Mason.
Did you hear that their registry, their wedding registry, like got surfaced somewhere?
No,
and it said Cactus Jack and Mama Goose, which I guess is like a nickname for Kylie, and Cactus Jack obviously is like Travis Scott's thing. And people like found it, like someone stumbled upon it, and then they ended up changing the names, like deleting the names of the registry. But it was like the most absurd, like 15,000 things that obviously would be like a Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott, like registry thing.
Oh my God. Did Ramona leak the registry like she did with Teresa Giudici's?
No, it wasn't Ramona this time, but I think that would be like a brand image thing for Travis after Astroworld to like.
Well, that's what I wanted to bring up, is that this weekend in Miami was the Rolling Loud Music Festival, which is a couple things worth talking about in terms of pop culture. But Travis Scott made his return to a music festival during Future's headlining set and did a bunch of songs. They were calling it his triumphant return. So that happened. Future brought him out, but it was interesting because Rolling Loud had a bunch of different things, because Kanye bailed from Rolling Loud as the Friday headliner just a week ago, or like a really short amount of time ago, and they replaced him with Kid Cudi, which, if you guys know the beef between Kid Cudi and Kanye, it's really sad. Or I'm team Cudi with all of this, but Kid Cudi came out on Friday, 30 minutes in, and like fucking insane Kanye fans were throwing bottles at him, directly at him.
I was so sad when I saw. I was sad, angry. Like, Kid Cudi does not deserve that. He is such a trailblazer in the music industry, and also like There's not a single person who doesn't like Kid Cudi besides like Kanye, I guess. Like,
well, and by the way, and just so you guys know, if you want to get a good sampling of, they have his original mixtape just like landed on Spotify a couple weeks ago. I think it's called A Kid Named Cudi, and I listened to it again, and I love it so much. But he only made it 30 minutes in, and he said, "Hey, if one more person throws something at me, I'm trying to do a show here, please, you know." And of course, some asshole threw it directly at his face, and he walked off stage. And now that's sad in its own right because he stepped in to fill in after Kanye bailed. And then at the same time, you guys, Lil Durk is another rap artist. He was doing another stage at Rolling Loud, and guess who showed up at Lil Durk's set? That's right, Mr. Kanye West showed up after he canceled his own headlining set, and he did the song from Pablo that Cudi sings on, and had Lil Durk's. And like, to me, it is the shittiest. Like, first off, you fucking should have been at that headlining set. Like, you canceled with no notice pretty much. Cudi stepped in for you, and then that made you furious. So you went in at the same time frame as Cudi and did the songs you did with Cudi. And like, to me, it's like, that is so like, where's the God bullshit? Where's the Sunday service, Kanye? Do you think, I mean, is God this petty? Like, is God this, like, is that what Jesus teaches us, Kanye? Like, I really like, and he came out, did you see he came out in blackface? He had like even black makeup, all, which, you know, who knows if he was doing blackface, but it's Kanye who's wearing like the futuristic sunglasses that the Gap Balenciaga shit is happening this weekend. It was all ridiculous, but it just really pissed me off. He's in full villain mode.
it's just like, right. It's just like silly and stupid and yeah, just dumb. And I like hate that Kanye fans like did that to Kid Cudi. It really makes me sad.
If you're a Kanye fan, you need to be a Cudi fan. Like, I mean, there's no, and I understand completely why. Like, remember, guys, the Cudi thing, like, Kanye got all pissy because Cudi's friends with Pete Davidson and has been even before the Kim Kardashian thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Cudi said Pete Davidson's a good guy, and Kanye just couldn't have that, you know?
Oh God, it's so.
I mean, this is full high school shit, and these are billionaires. Like, this is the billionaire aesthetic now. Is not just money. You have to be a complete effing baby as well. It makes me so livid in so many ways. Also, I forgot to read you this. Did you see what Tristan did post though on his Instagram?
Oh yeah, it was like some emo quote.
Yeah, guys, Real Tristan 13 says, 1, nothing is promised to you. 2, no one owes you anything. 3, you have all responsibility in your life. And then the quote, understand these 3 rules as early as possible and realize that independence is the way forward. Like, what is that? What is he saying? Is he saying that he's just needs to be true to himself? I don't even know what that means. It's like a dummy Da Vinci Code.
Like, what is with them and their like stupid Pinterest quotes? Like, Chloe is rubbing off on him, clearly.
I mean, maybe that's Chloe's love language. He's trying to impress her again. He's like, I posted a cryptic quote, Chloe. Yeah, how do you like it?
He's like, nothing is promised. See, Chloe?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry I'm jumping around, but wasn't that hysterical with Jamie Lee Curtis and Dorit? Shit.
Oh, yeah, wait. She was like, so it keeps things cold and hot. Amazing.
Are you shit? The technology is there. Jamie Lee Curtis invented a tumbler that can keep drinks cold or warm. And like the fact, like Dorit almost cried. She like almost shit herself. She could not handle it, you know?
Really was just like completely overwhelmed.
I mean, I got to tell you, I did go to the We Stretch Our Hands or whatever the website was that Jamie Lee Curtis is promoting. I went there and you can buy the tumbler for like $26. And I'm like, that's like high tech. Like, I do hope they got like a wave of sales from that, because it was like, who's seen a license plate holder and ever been like, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh my God.
That would highlight my license plate.
Amazing.
Did you do the final episode of Ultimate Girls Trip season 2?
I didn't finish it. I got like halfway through.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, you know, I don't know. As a whole, I thought the experiment completely worked. I will say Marco, the man butler that I've made fun of every week on the Patreon, he said he got a little sassy online on his social media and says he wasn't really paid well, and that he truly was upset that Brandi Glanville ripped the shirt off of his body on that one episode. And This is what he said. He goes, good morning. My name is Marco Antonio Vega, married, currently in Puerto Rico, not a butler, not looking for hookups, looking for work. Venmo is at Marco-Vega-1. And then somebody had asked, like, has, Brandy apologized? Of course she hasn't. And then he says, I got the Real Housewives gig through a friend of a friend. My understanding is that someone dropped out and they needed someone quick. And Dorinda Medley was extremely kind to me. Really, I felt for her. From empty house to full production is almost lunatic. They asked, which housewife did you connect with the least? And he said, other than being forcibly stripped, I didn't really connect with any of the ladies. Maybe Dorinda and Jill, I was able to find moments to connect with, share words. Maybe Tamara the least, but I was just a fly on the wall most of the time. And I thought that was interesting.
Sad. That makes me
Well,
sad.
donate to his Venmo. I mean, he needs money, I think.
Him.
By the way, wouldn't that be great if Jamie Lee Curtis was like, and this you can donate to Marco Vega? And she's like, chic, that is chic. Really good news for Tamara and Freddie Mellencamp. Tamara made the announcement that she is able to continue on with her 2 TTs in a podcast. So she is able to still podcast with Freddie Mellencamp, you guys.
I figured she would be. It's like, why wouldn't she? Like,
I think she just can't talk about OC potentially.
Yeah, it's like Giggly Squad with Paige and Hannah. Like, Paige still does it, even though Hannah got fired and Hannah's not on the show, and Paige still is. So
who's Hannah? Who's that? I'm just
no one important.
Hey-o. Let's see here. We have Vanderpump Rules. By the way, I went to Schwartz and Sandy's on Wednesday night, the opening.
Yeah, how was it?
It was really like it was really cool in there. Like, it was like it's trippy. The wallpaper is cool. The lighting's cool.
The decor looks like maximalist chic.
I mean, whatever that means. Yeah. Like, it was totally, the drinks were good. I don't think they're open to the public for a couple more weeks, but it looked cool. The only thing that kind of, it's a smaller kind of bar. So I'm curious about just how you make a lot of money doing that, because it's not like a bottle service club or, it's like it's in a strip mall next to like Upright Citizen. Bar. Yeah. But it's a step up from a dive bar. But that's the thing that I keep just wondering. It'll be really interesting, but I know it was really cool.
It looks,
dude,
really
I said,
cool.
Anytime you come down, like, I think they're going to be doing friends and family and stuff like that. So just let me know and you'll definitely be able to go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, and I realized she follows us, both of us. Cause I got to know this, Chuck Lorre, the director of and writer of 2.5 Men and Big Bang Theory.
Ariel Lorre, who,
Ariel Lorre.
Each other on Instagram.
Yeah,
I really like her. She seems like a great girl.
Dude, she has a podcast, I think, called The Blonde Files for Dear Media that's supposed to be really good. And we've DM'd a couple times. I didn't realize she was married to Chuck Lorre, and they just they filed for divorce this weekend. But I didn't know if you knew, because I was like, oh, she follows both of us, and I was like, what, do you know her? Like, do you know her?
Only through Instagram, but I knew that she was married to him, and he's a lot older, obviously very wealthy, as a creator of the Big Bang Theory. So, and she's created a really good brand for herself. So that's how you do it. Marry rich, create a brand for yourself, and then see ya.
Well, who knows what, she does.
I don't know what happened.
She's going to be fine, obviously, but I was surprised. I had no idea that's who she was married to. And that was his 3rd marriage. So it was interesting. Also, positive news, Jason Momoa survived a head-on collision with a motorcyclist.
Jesus.
I think today,
actually.
That was just today. Could you imagine being somebody that accidentally killed Jason Momoa? You would never, no girl would ever like you again in the world,
I don't know. I don't think celebrities' lives are more worthy than than the average person.
Oh, Sophie, you're so wrong. What are you talking about?
Accidentally killing anyone would be bad. I don't think that
Okay, wait. Yes, wait. Let me
walk.
Wait. Let me walk.
Anyone but Jason.
Let me walk that back. I do not mean that it's okay to kill other people. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I can only imagine if you had to tell people how horrible it is that you killed somebody in the first place accidentally, and then you're like, who was it? And they're like Jason Momoa, and then you automatically have people even hating you more because they have the hots for Jason Momoa.
What about when Caitlyn Jenner
Yeah, baby, it's me.
accidentally killed someone?
Yeah, on the Malibu freeway or the highway and the PCH. And we still like, I know she got sued for a bunch of money, and I think she had to pay out money or an insurance company, but she didn't have to serve any time for that. They said, it was just a horrific accident, but it's one of those things. I just can't imagine. I mean, that's like, I pray every day, like just to not accidentally.
Awful.
They had Comic-Con this weekend in San Diego. It was the first Comic-Con back, you guys. And it's kind of like a nerd event that I've really enjoyed many times. They did preview the first trailer for Wakanda Forever, which is the sequel to Black Panther. And the trailer looks so good and emotional, but they have to, of course, deal with the passing of Chadwick Boseman. And obviously, the first like minute of the trailer talks about that. And the way Ryan Coogler, the director of the first one, just an amazing director, intersperses the music, which is Kendrick Lamar. And I mean, it's just, still, what I loved about the preview, you still don't know what the F it's about. Like, you're like, I have no clue. It doesn't give away anything.
It looks amazing. It looks so good. Like, the trailer is sick. Someone tweeted there, like, the Black Panther 2 trailer is better than any of the last 10 Marvel movies. Actually, wait, you're going to think this is funny. So before we, like, got the tickets to see Nope today, my boyfriend was like, wait, what about Thor? And I was like, I'm never seeing a Marvel movie again. Doctor Strange was the worst movie I've ever seen. He was like, come on, it wasn't the worst movie you've ever seen. I'm like, no, it literally was. I'm not exaggerating. That was like the only movie where I actually was like, I'm going to walk out. I've never thought that before in any movie theater.
Yeah, it wasn't. I watched it while I had COVID a couple of weeks ago on Disney Plus, and it was just what it was. Like, it's like these movies, these Marvel movies. That's why I thought it was exciting to see that trailer, because you're right. It looks like it's better than the last 10 things. And, it looks like it has like weight to it. Whereas Doctor Strange was all CGI. And there were certain scenes that I thought were like kind of cool and amazing, but I'm like, I'm getting lost. I'm like, I can't keep up with these things. They're not standalone movies anymore, it feels like. I did watch something on TV that I think we mentioned last week, but I want to apologize to everybody that I'd made fun of for liking it. But I do like the TV show The Bear on FX about the chef.
I still need to watch it. I need to watch it. I've heard such good things. I just haven't had time to start like a series, like a serious series. I feel like with rewatching Southern Charm, I can like do other things and like work in the background, whatever. But like, I feel like I really need to pay attention to The Bear. And I really
do. I mean, it's a very frantic show that takes place in a kitchen with the chef. Yeah. Like, I mean, it really kind of encapsulates this life.
Have you seen Nathan Fielder's new show yet?
Yeah, that's what I was bringing up next, because we were doing the TV. So you guys,
I've only watched the first episode, but I've been obsessed with Nathan For You since it like first came out. And he is one of the funniest people of our generation.
So Nathan Felder, you guys, we've talked about him here before, but he did a show on Comedy Central for 4 seasons called Nathan For You, which you can find out all the episodes on HBO Max. But he started his new show called The Rehearsal 2 weeks ago. And I talked about it last week on the pod. But just to remind you guys, if you don't listen to every episode, which is, horrible of you guys, is that it's basically the concept is, can you rehearse the correct response to real life events or real life things that you're scared to do. And so like the first episode takes place, this guy had lied to a lady on his trivia team about having a grad degree. And so, through this rehearsal process,
he basically replicates the exact circumstances of like what this will be like in order to,
like every variable.
Yeah, every single that's the word. Every single variable is like mapped out, and it's so insane and so funny. Like, it's so, you just have to watch
but it's also sweet. It's like also sweet, and there's like a sadness to it. And the cool thing is that you don't know, it's like he's a weird dude, so this is for comedic purposes, but at the same time you even catch yourself going, is this real or is this not real? Is this real? And part of it is like being able to fake your way through real life events. And the second episode, which came out on Friday, these come out on Friday, is one, it's going to be a multi-episode arc where this isn't giving anything away, but this lady who's in her 40s wants to have a child and doesn't know, wants to see if she would be a good mother, or it's something that she would take to, since she's a single mother. She would be a single mother. And so they're going to do this thing where the first episode, the baby's 3 months old. And then each like, it's going to be like then 3 years old, 6 years old, 9 years old, 12 years old through 18 years old. And every couple days they switch to a new age, but they'll even have, but then it's like ridiculous because they're shooting in Oregon, and they have Oregon like state laws where babies can only work 4 hours a day. So they have to keep switching different babies. And then the night baby is an animatronic robot baby that they can make cry. And then the mom has to come in and like pick up the baby and give it milk. Yeah, like yes, exactly. Like Renesmee from Twilight. But it's so ridiculous because they've gone through such extremes, and it is so like I've watched even the second episode on Friday 2 times already because it's just so cool. Like I love this guy. So, but I will warn you guys, if you're not into Nathan Fielder already, it's going to take you a second to like realize why it's so special. I think, it's like it's uncomfortable.
Exactly. Like, I feel like if you haven't already at least seen Nathan For You, you might be a little like confused or uncomfortable by his humor. But like those of us that have watched Nathan For You or like admired Nathan Fielder for years, like you understand, like his humor is just like amazing. Like it's so like unique and just like, it's so good.
It truly is like one of those things that I just completely geek out on. So I really highly recommend that for you guys as well, because you got to intersperse some reality show with actual other things. Like this is kind of like a really nice blend of documentary and reality and comedy. The other thing that I wish to God you were into this, but I am so hooked on Love Island UK. Like I am so hooked, and you would fucking love it. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, this show is made for you, Sophie. And like a lot of you guys,
one line that was like, I sucked a tit or whatever.
I suck at it, whatever. Yeah, they have this thing with Casa de Amor where they have all these guys in this Love Island, and then like halfway through they move them over to Casa de Amor where the girls are like there's a bunch of new guys and a new girls with the other old guys, and they split them up and they see who's gonna like cheat on their partners and stuff like that to test themselves. And they just got back from Casa de Amor, you guys, and like they've had recouplings, and guys are like crying because guys are so fucking stupid. Guys act like guys want boobs immediately, and then 2 days later they'll be crying about it because they realize emotionally they're still into their original girl. I'm telling you, like you can watch this on Hulu. They're already like 32 episodes into the season, and I think there's like 30 more episodes, but I broke down and I got a VPN, which is because it's 2 weeks ahead. So it's 2 weeks ahead. I'm whispering so I don't get in trouble. 2 weeks ahead in Britain, and you can watch with a VPN. You can watch ITV for free, and you can catch up if you have caught up with Hulu. And I'd highly recommend it because I will sometimes go on Twitter and get like things ruined for me because the British people that are tweeting are already 2 weeks ahead, and it's so frustrating.
Look at
this. I got a Love Island shirt. Grafting.
What does that mean?
Grafting means, like keep going. You got to work harder. So like if a guy gets in trouble with a girl, he's like, I got to graft. I got to do some grafting tonight. Got to really work hard, like to get her back, do some grafting.
Oh.
And it'll be like in it. You got to crack on is like, got to flirt on. Yeah. You got to crack on,
It's odd, isn't it?
And there's this girl, Tasha, who's like, has a hearing aid in, and she's like really beautiful, but she's like, she doesn't know which way. I think she is the dumbest contestant of all times. And you guys who watch Love Island, I know a lot of you do, Ekin-Su and Davide crack me up. But I'm telling you, Sophie, if you're not going to do it this season, you got to start from the beginning next season, because you could write so many articles about this. I'm telling you.
I really need to.
Taylor Swift made a big reappearance on a musical stage overseas at a Haim show. They did 2 songs together, and then she flew back. Taylor Swift. Yeah, at a Haim show overseas, and then flew back to California to celebrate Selena Gomez's 30th birthday on Saturday at Inn of the Seventh Veil in Topanga Canyon, which is like 30 minutes from where I live. It's a kind of like a hippie community. Like, so they have a photo, like Taylor Swift seems to be like a really decent friend.
Yeah, seriously. I love her. I know that everyone made fun of her when she had like the squad goals thing going on, which was like annoying. She does seem to have like genuine friendship. So
What is your opinion on Lena Dunham? Do you like Lena Dunham?
I'm a Lena Dunham apologist, unfortunately, and I really shouldn't be, especially after the comments she made about one of her producer friends who got accused of rape.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Of raping a Black woman, and she literally came out defending him and was like, she's lying. This is just like, you know, the really small percentage of like false accusations. And that was like a hard no for me at that time. I've always been a fan of Girls, the TV show, and her writing. I've read a bunch of her books, or like two of her books, whichever one she wrote. I think it's two. And yeah, I think that it's so overblown. Like she molested her sister thing. Like if you actually read the chapter, she was like a curious, weird child, like a literal child. You can't like I think she said she was like 8 years old or something. I don't even know. So I think that gets overblown. I hate that, you know, is always like attached to her. And I understand why people don't like her. And I think she also gets less passes than a lot of other people do because she's not conventionally attractive.
I got to tell you, I totally agree with you on that. Like
Yeah.
Lena Dunham is not, you know, I mean, I'm not conventionally attractive. She seems to like herself, which I guess at the end of the day is completely what it's about. And I think that almost upsets people. I think it almost upsets people that she wants to take sexy photos with herself. Like, you know, it's like really weird how we view that.
It probably upsets people that, yeah, she's famous and she kind of like made it in Hollywood in a way, but she really is not the conventional beauty standard. And she does get a lot less leeway than conventionally attractive people. And also, like, there was like the weird thing with her dog where she like gave up her dog.
Oh yeah.
So she does. And the weird thing that she said about Odell Beckham Jr. and the weird time
I love that we just keep saying, and the, you know, the thing she shot a guy.
Like, she wishes she had gotten an abortion. Like
she ran. She got into an accident head on with Jason Momoa, almost killed him, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are like a lot of, but at the same time, it's like I am a fan of her work. So it's one of those like, and her like sense of humor. I think that she's a great writer. I think she's a great comedic writer. And so it's one of those things where it's like the art and the artist. I get why people don't like her, but at the same time, it's like I'm never gonna like, I don't hate her like I hate Nick Viall, and I'm never gonna like that level, you know what I mean?
Yeah. As we start winding down here, real quick, Angelina Jolie wins a case against ex-husband Brad Pitt over their French winery. They have been embroiled in this legal battle over a French winery they bought together in 2008. We've talked about this before, but Angelina now has won the case because she had sold her, I guess, share to a Russian oligarch, and Brad was furious about this. Which, by the way, I kind of like understand why Brad would be furious about this. They were kind of saying this case was going to be potentially the next kind of Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, even though it was a completely different thing. So there's, you know, word is saying Angelina Jolie has won the legal battle. The actress's legal team has subpoenaed documents from Brad as well. It was about sharing documents, and the judge ruled that you know, Brad's team does not get to see Angelina Jolie's documents in regards to this. I don't know, man. Like, that was like the big headline. It's kind of boring when you start reading more about it. I just think that's ridiculous.
You like move in with a roommate and then they're like, actually, like, I'm just gonna sublet my room, but here's a Russian oligarch you can live with instead.
Dos trying, are you ready?
Oh my god, Russian oligarch life.
We talked about Armie Hammer these last couple of weeks, and I gotta get like, so he was then supposedly in Los Angeles living with Robert Downey Jr., and this guy is just like, where's Waldo? Because now he showed up, you guys, overseas in France at like an outdoor bistro. And they have all these pictures with him looking like he's having a grand old time. Did you see these pictures that I'm talking about?
Wait, did you say Johnny Depp?
No, Armie Hammer.
Oh, Armie Hammer. I don't know. I think my brain was still on Johnny Depp when you mentioned him.
Yeah, Armie Hammer.
I didn't see them, but fuck that. So he's
Well,
not
just
in the Cayman Islands anymore. I know.
yeah.
Like,
So he's not, and he's not. So it says beaming Army Hammer enjoys an all fresco dinner with.
beaming. He does not deserve to be beaming.
Yeah, he's beaming, and it says he's laughing. Oh, he's sorry, guys. He's in Rome after, but the Daily Mail goes after leaving job as quote unquote broke Cayman Islands timeshare salesman amid career-breaking sexual assault allegations. So we really are getting a ramp up of Army Hammer appearances. I don't know what this is going to lead to or why this is happening, but he looks like he's having a great time. Now there is a wine bottle and a beer bottle, and I know like that doesn't mean it could be near beer. Doesn't mean he's drinking it. He does look great. I mean, I'm sure he's still getting laid and stuff. He looks good.
But I also think him and his wife have reconciled.
You think they have, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have.
Yeah, I think so too, because she actually was on TMZ last week in Los Angeles, and they had asked her a question like, do you think it's good that Army is like over at Robert Downey Jr.'s house? And she was like, yeah, I think it's a positive thing. So who knows? But it's just interesting. But I do think that's interesting that they keep saying that, you know, he did say he was broke and that's why he was working at the Cayman Islands timeshare. So usually if you're broke, you're not jet setting to Rome, Los Angeles, all of that stuff. You're usually at your job in Cayman Islands. Like maybe he got
it's not for like a job or a role. Like,
well, I'm just preparing you. Eventually it will be. I completely think you will have an announcement within the next couple of months of his returning to some form of movie or TV or anything like that, you know?
I really hope not. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of like, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be hard for him. I maintain that it's going to be hard for him to make a comeback just because of how disturbing like all of it was. And it's like, who would want to co-star in a movie with him? Like, he's creepy and weird and is going to want to like remove your ribs and eat them.
But people forget about that stuff. Like people forget what actually was said and what he actually with the DMs and with that one lady that was like, what happened to her? Remember the girl that it all started with? Like one of the girls. Effie. Yeah. Like what happened to Effie?
She ended up blocking me. So I have no idea.
Yeah. She called me out on one post too. And I was like, oh, what weird. I was like, we were always like,
I wrote a story interviewing one of the other victims and I'd asked her if I could interview her too. And she never responded to my message and then got mad when the story went live and that she wasn't like the center of attention in the story. So whatever.
Yeah. And finally, the Hills alum Audrina Partridge takes aim at rude diva Justin Timberlake for slighting her at the 2007 MTV Video Music Awards. So you guys, this was like the funniest, like she was on this podcast talking about this that said they presented an award to Justin Timberlake, the cast of The Hills, and they were all big Justin Timberlake fans. And Justin Timberlake accepted the award and said to MTV, hey, play more music videos, stop with the reality shows and the cartoons and all that stuff. And Audrina took that as a personal slight and thinks he is from that point on, Justin Timberlake was a complete diva. Now, Justin Timberlake probably is a complete diva, but I got to say, I agree completely with Justin Timberlake. And now you get 24/7 ridiculousness on MTV, you know?
I do agree with Justin Timberlake there, even though I do not like him, but that's like a feud that I wasn't expecting.
No, I know. But imagine Audrina's been carrying that hate around this like last 15 years. Like, I'm like, how dare him come at me directly when he didn't even say The Hills. He just said reality shows. And I got to tell you, I'm dead on. I agree completely. Finally, go stream Lizzo's new album special that came out this past week. I'm shocked. I thought for the amount of promo I have seen her on in TikTok videos with her song, it only went to number 2 on the charts. Isn't that shocking? Like, isn't Lizzo everywhere? Does that shock you?
Yeah, I mean, Lizzo also said that Chris Brown is her favorite person. So,
okay, so it's not shocking. It's not shocking. Sophie, what is on your eyes this week? What are we writing about? What's gotten your up in the craw? What are you thinking about?
I mean, I definitely am into this Kylie swim thing. Like, I'm gonna keep like everyone, posted on what's going on with that. So yeah.
Would you wait? If you ever interviewed or like requested an interview with Kris Jenner, which her masterclass is out now, by the way, and I'm gonna take it. What would you ask her in regards to like what would like be the business questions you would actually be interested in from studying what you've studied?
Oh my God. First of all, that would never happen.
No, I know, but like, just imagine you did. You have like one shot of one question to ask.
I would be like, who is Chloe's real father.
I was thinking it was going to be some kind of business about patents and stuff like that. And you're like, is
No.
OJ Chloe's father?
I'm telling you guys, like everyone that gives them more credit than they really deserve for being like marketing geniuses. Yes, they've done a good job of parlaying their reality show into like an empire, but like I don't think it's all because Kris Jenner is like some marketing genius. I think it's like she has beautiful, charismatic daughters that are like, you know, were fun to watch at first. It's gotten less fun to watch over the years, but like, I wouldn't call Kris Jenner like a marketing savant. Like everyone tries to act like she is, and that's my hot take of the day. So
that is a hot take, folks. If you guys see Kris Jenner on the street this week, please ask her who Chloe's father is and say Sophie Ross sent you, folks. And also go follow Sophie, her Substack, super follow her on Twitter, and her podcast, So True with Sophie Ross. Her first season is out completely. You can binge that if you're done with TV for the week, just binge every episode of that podcast. Leave a 5-star review. And if you've taken the time to do that, leave a 5-star review over here. And we will talk to you next week, you guys. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Love ya.